As someone who's 20 and has been on the internet since they were like 11, I've always been kind of skating around like the entryway to the alt-right pipeline, but I've never fell down it. Like I was in the prime spaces to get pulled in. Like I loved gaming content and I loved um commentary YouTubers like Leafy is Here and Diesel Patches and like cartoon critique YouTubers like Mr. Enter and people like that. It's like if you've been on the internet, grew up on the internet, you know those are the places where they get you. But I never fell down it. And the reason I never fell down the alt-right pipeline was not just because like my upbringing, because I was raised in like a liberal household, so I always kind of had those values implanted in me, but also because the reason that the online right is so appealing is because they sell you supremacy over other people. Like the reason that it works so well, and most of the people that you see who find their way out of the alt-right pipeline will say, oh, it's because I was getting bullied or I felt like a social outcast in real life, and these people offered me camaraderie, but it also made them feel important. And like, it works better on people who have been told that they should feel important in our society, but when they don't, they're like something's wrong, and so they look for spaces where they do feel important. Like it works so well on white men because they're offered supremacy over other races of people and women. It works on black men because you think, well, why are you going over there with them? They're racist, they don't like you, but they're sold like the idea that women are the cause of their problems and they're better than women. And it works on white women because it's like not only the racism, but also like you're better than those other feminazi women, whatever, like that. And so as a black woman, like historically, we haven't really had it ingrained into our heads that there's any reason why we should feel more important than other people. And also like there's no aspect of our identities that we can leverage over other people to feel more superior. Like that's just why a lot of the weird black girls who are in those weird online spaces just don't fall down the alt-right pipeline. But TikTok is doing something crazy because I feel like I'm finally seeing an alt-right pipeline, or like at least a gateway to it, made specifically to target black women. And like Divestor content is that gateway to the pipeline. And there's definitely something to be said about like the idea that they're selling, that like dating outside your race is going to save black women, which I can't even talk about that right now. But as somebody who's kind of pretty familiar with the online right, I do just want to say the way that they speak about their ideas is so indicative of like the weird alt right, like, and I don't want to use the term groiper because it's so overused now, but it's really indicative of like groiper stuff. Like if you're familiar with the online right at all, you know they have this weird coded, memeified way of speaking. Stuff like cuckservative and agartha and like notices bulge, oh whoa, and stuff like that. Like they talk in memes. And this term like blackistan and the way that they talk about black men and like these names that they call them is so indicative of the way that people in the alt-right talk. And it like really set off alarm bells for me when I first saw it, because I didn't think of anything of it when I first like saw a Divestor video, but then when I saw the way that they talk. And another thing they do is to support their claims like the same way that conservatives do, to be like black men are evil and violent. They'll pull up like a headline of a black man committing a crime against a woman as if like the stereotype about white guys isn't that they're family annihilators. It's like, but they're like, look at what black men do. And it's like, that's not all black men. They make these huge, broad generalizations about black men being criminals, just like people on the right do. And I don't even think they're doing it on purpose. Like, it's not purposeful. I don't even think these women are educated on the debate and like recruitment tactics of the online right, but they're doing the exact same things.
Um, I'm not gonna do like a full on divestment video. This is gonna get like 5 minutes in this video because I feel like I can't talk about the Black Manosphere because the Black Manosphere dudes swear that the divestment movement is alt right. So let me be clear. I'm gonna mention them and break down like some of the elements, but it's like it's two divestment channels with any level of like substantiality, and I think both of them have less subscribers than me, and then like a bunch of little measly ones. But these dudes are all up in their comments. They're so addicted to arguing on social media that they're making these channels bigger than they need to be. I'm not saying it's good, but it's just like ugh.
And that's why I feel like it's an alt-right pipeline targeted specifically at black women. And I think it's really harmful if we don't get it under control and start like checking these people publicly and being like, hey, not saying that you're trying to do this, but like look at this thing that you're unintentionally doing and look who you're like talking like and aligning yourself with because it's really dangerous. I feel like I'm starting to see like pushback to black girl luxury content, which I think is good because it's like, yes, it's harmful, but I fear that the conversation might just spiral into like beating down on well meaning black women who don't understand why the content that they're making is harmful. Like, I'm not trying to infantilize anybody or say that anybody's dumb, but at the end of the day, a lot of these women just aren't educated enough on like class struggle to understand why pushing this narrative that like capitalism is going to save you or capitalism is going to help your self-esteem. They're like making that content because that's just all they know. They don't understand why that's harmful. And it's like we can say that this stuff is bad, but we don't have to attack like well-meaning black female content creators who are just trying to do their best to like survive in a system that's slated against them. And I'm not saying like that's what people are doing, but when you see conversations like this, I feel like so often they just spiral into like hate trains on people. And I feel like if you're criticizing the content someone makes, they're definitely going to push back. And I don't think that's also an excuse to like hate on these women. Like, even if they get a little aggressive in their defense of their content, like, that's not, we can just educate people. And like, this whole thing of like accountability culture and we got to be like aggressive to people who do things wrong, it's like we can just educate people nicely, especially when they're not to sound biased, but especially when they're like black women, like well-meaning black women just trying to get by.